Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Exciting video we have today. We're talking about our November TBR and we're doing a little something different than TBR Tinder. There is a readathon that I am so excited to participate in, and this readathon is so low-key, it's barely a readathon. So this readathon that I'm talking about is called Knock It Out November, and this is hosted by Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy. It's basically mood reading, but we're all kind of just being like, okay, we're just all doing this, like no Discord, like no formal thing. It's just, we're all just mood reading together, right? And I could not be more excited for this, honestly. The whole premise of this readathon is just set a few goals for yourself and try and complete the goals in whatever way you want to. There are literally no rules other than try and knock out those goals that you set out at the beginning of the year. And I'm like loosely doing that, but more or less, I just want to focus on reading books that I really have been putting off, or books that I have been wanting to read for a long time that I haven't been able to because I just haven't picked it up yet. And that is the goal today, is to get to those books that I've just been waiting for. So I have 4 goals that I am setting for this month. I have these 4 goals. Books can overlap if they want to overlap. If they don't overlap, that's fine. I basically am trying to read 4 books in the month and hopefully 1 to complete each goal. I'm being very, very loose with my goal setting. One thing that Cassidy really mentioned about Knock It Out November is she wants to make it very vague. Like, just pick prompts that could fit a lot of different things, you know? So I feel like I really nailed the prompts that I have chosen for myself. And I have 1 bonus prompt, actually 2 bonus prompts that are non-reading related that I'm just gonna share in this video as well. So before we get into the video, if you have watched a few of my videos by this point, if you are enjoying my content, I would absolutely love if you would hit the subscribe button down below. I would love it. Thank you so much for being here today. And if you are new, just welcome to the video. I really appreciate you being here. So the 4 prompts that I have set for myself today, I am going to give you like a list of maybes, and I am not telling you that this is the book that I'm 100% going to read. I'm just going to be like, this is the prompt. These are some of the books I'm thinking of. I will pick one of these books. And I'm pretty confident going into these that these are going to be the books on the list. If I totally might go rogue and might choose a totally different book, but these are the books that I'm thinking of right now. So the first prompt that I have for myself is to read a fantasy. Super plain and simple. We love it. So I have 2 books that are potentially going to fill these prompts. One of them I am like literally 100% sure that I'm going to be reading because I'm buddy reading this book with a few of my friends, and that is Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. Don't know what this is about other than the fact that it's about vampires, but honestly that's kind of all I want to know going into it. I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, which has some pretty sick end covers, and it has some really cool art spread out throughout the book. I just read the synopsis of this book, and literally all I can tell you is that it is a high epic fantasy surrounding vampires. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know anything else. I just want to go into it kind of blind, to be honest with you. But this one is a chunkster. She is, 750 pages. Wouldn't be Kara's TBR without putting a massive freaking book on here that I barely get to. But 100% I will be reading this book because I'm budding reading it and I've committed to it back in like August. So this one will be read. Whether or not it fits this prompt or another prompt, not really sure, but this book came out like last year or something. It has been sitting on my shelf for so long. I've heard very mixed reviews about it, but I'm really, really hopeful. I've been just sitting on this book, so I'm really hoping that it's going to pull through for me. So option 1 for read a fantasy. Option 2 is coming out of left field for me. Kingdom of the Wicked. I am so excited about this. My really good friend Steph from Skim with Steph on YouTube, I will link her channel down below. She actually gifted me this book, and thank you, Steph. This is a fantasy romance centering around hell. It's very much set in like October vibes too, which is why I'm so excited to read this. I had this book come up on a TBR Tinder and I swiped left on it, and after reading more about the book, I am so intrigued and so interested. Some of my best friends have been really urging me to read this, and they were like, Kara, you will legitimately love this book. It's going to be so good. Like, Steph bought me the first 2 in the series and I already have the 3rd one, so I want to read it at some point. I've only read just like a few chapters of it so far and I'm already really loving it. It is set in Italy, which I totally live for, and it's just like a spooky vibe in Italy. Love it. But I do know it's a fantasy romance centering around different realms of hell, and there's like prince or for King of Hell. And I also think it's historical too. So it's just like hitting every fall vibe. Next goal I have for myself is one that I am so thankful. This is like the reason why I wanted to do this readathon, and that is to read a literary fiction or a family-centered fiction. I love a generational family saga. I love a literary fiction, but in the booktube world, it is so easy to get swept away in fantasy, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely love that, but like one of my true loves of reading is reading a contemplative literary fiction. If you didn't know from my Sad Girl Autumn Vibes video, which I will link up here. I love being introspective. I love trying to understand the human experience. Also a generational family saga. I'm just grouping these into one. It all fits the same vibe for me, so I just have to read something in that genre. And I have a list of books on my TBR for this one. First one I have here to potentially fill this prompt is My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa Moshfegh. This is a book about depression, I believe. It is about a woman who lives in New York City in the early 2000s. She seems to have it all put together, but on the inside there's a huge hole missing. And I'm not sure if she actually like legitimately sleeps for a year, but that's kind of what the book is sounding like. It's a short book, so kind of feeling potentially this could be a winner. Otherwise, writers and lovers. This is by Lily King. This book was gifted to me by my friend Liv from Live for Reading on Instagram. Absolutely love her. Please go check her out, link down below. Another girl moves to East Coast City. She just went through a massive breakup and her mom died, and now she's trying to figure out who she is and what her life means. Very similar vibes to the other one, but I am so in that mood. I just need to read a literary fiction right now. Next, falling into the more of the family saga genre rather than like the contemplative literary fiction, Place for Us by Fatima Farheen Mirza. This was another book that I have put on countless TBRs at this point. It is sad how many TBRs this has been on and I have not read it. I think I just have such high hopes for it and I'm scared to read it. You know what I mean? This is a family generational saga following an Indian Muslim family. They are all coming back together for a wedding of one of the children of this family, and there are a lot of estranged relationships. I have heard nothing but great things. I have heard it is so sad and so heart-wrenching. I know is going to be a new favorite, and I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I don't know. It's been sitting on my TBR since 2019, and I hate that I haven't read it. But definitely putting it on the potentials for this prompt. And the last book I have on this list is The Razor's Edge by W. Somerset Maugham. This book was recommended by Uncarly, who is one of my favorite booktubers ever. She loves a good contemplative literary fiction as well, and she loved this book. I think it was one of her favorite books from last year. I have been wanting to read this book so bad. It is a book about, it's not women, surprisingly. Like, wow, Kara reads a book about a man? Yeah, shocking. It's about a man who decides to leave his like high society life in order to pursue a life of like truth and meaning. And it just sounds very philosophical to me. I feel like this book will get me in my introspective, churning brain. And that is the vibe that I am going for with this prompt. So out of all these 4 books, honestly, all of them are top tier contenders. I don't know which one I'm gonna choose off the bat. I'm just gonna see how I feel once I get to November and see which one I'm vibing. And honestly, I have so many books on my shelves that fit the literary fiction genre. So I have a lot to choose from for this prompt, but 100% I will be reading a literary fiction, sad girl, family saga, something along those lines. Like, that's the reason that I did this whole mood reading TBR. Next prompt I have on the list is continue a series, and I honestly only have 1 book for this, and it is 1 book that I'm 100% going to read during November. I'm so excited. I'm just itching to read it, and that is Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I have started the Throne of Glass series earlier this year. If you have not seen the vlogs for those, 100% would recommend. I love filming the vlogs for these videos. I'm filming a vlog for each book that I'm reading in the Throne of Glass series, so if you haven't checked them out yet, please go check them out. But I am on Heir of Fire right now, and I am loving this series. Crown of Midnight ended with a bang, and I feel like I got swept up in reading other books since I finished Crown of Midnight, but I'm so excited to get back into this world. We are embarking on an entirely new adventure at this point, and I literally cannot wait for this. Like, I know this is gonna be so good. It's gonna be top tier. I can't wait. And obviously I'm filming a read reading vlog for it because I filmed a reading vlog for every single other one. So just be on the lookout for that. This will 100% be getting read. This is the only one that I am like for sure 100% this is going to fit the prompt. I feel like I don't need to explain Throne of Glass. It's basically a fantasy about this young woman who is an assassin, and like you're just following her life right now. There's very much like a fantasy romance vibe, but it's not very fantasy romance heavy. It's like fantasy romance light, heavy on the fantasy. I am sitting in this genre. I am loving this genre. I am loving this series. It is everything. It's my favorite Sarah J. Maas that I've read so far. So I really, truly can't wait to get to it. And last book prompt I have is one that I'm like, I am taking this readathon just a little bit further with the mood reading, and that is to read a mood read. I want to just go into the month and I'm going to have those 3 prompts, and then I want to have one prompt that I am just free to read whatever I want, whatever I'm feeling in the moment. I feel like this is actually gonna help me like complete the readathon, complete all my goals. If I just have one mood read where I get to a point, I finish a book and I'm like, what do I wanna pick up next? That's my favorite thing. I do have one book that I am feeling right now that I want to mood read. I don't know about in 2 weeks if I'm gonna still want to mood read, but that is Legends and Lattes by Travis Belvedere or Belvedere. I cannot remember off the top of my head. There's going to be a picture right here. Legends and Lattes. This is a cozy fantasy. It is a low stakes fantasy surrounding, I think she's an orc who opens up a coffee shop. It is just easy reading. It is cozy vibes. It is everything that I am wanting for the fall season. I'm feeling like that's what I'm going to want to pick up. Also, that fits into the fantasy prompt as well, but I don't know. We'll see whatever I'm feeling at the moment. So those are all the book prompts. As far as the 2 prompts that I am truly manifesting for myself this month, or my 2 goals. The first one is very much more of a manifestation rather than a goal, but I just want to live my cozy life. I want to try and romanticize fall as much as I can. I feel like I've really been romanticizing it during October, and I want to continue that into November. I recently got a Nintendo Switch and I am obsessed with cozy games, like obsessed with them. I have a very obsessive personality, so this is not surprising for me at all. I just want to manifest like me going on walks and me just like enjoying the leaves and like me reading cozy fantasy, and that's why I want to read Legends and Lattes. I want that vibe for myself. That is what I want to manifest for my November. And the last goal that I have is a workout goal for myself, and if I say it, I will be held accountable to it. So that's why I'm saying it in this video. And my goal is to aim to get to the gym 10 times this month. I need to use my gym membership more now that I'm not running. I want to continue my physical health, not in a running way. I want to start doing more like weightlifting and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys are interested in stuff like that, but I absolutely love working out. It is something that really helps my mental health so much. And I've already been feeling the seasonal depression start. So I am putting it out there that I need to visit the gym at least 10 times. And hopefully this will be able to keep my spirits up, keep my anxiety at bay, and just help me live the best life that I can live for myself, you know? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to go check out Cassidy's announcement video down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!